my name is Dominic Bernard, and I am a supporter of the Royal Humane Society. I first became involved with it when I attended one of their events to hear the wonderful stories of life-saving and bravery. Here is an amazing story of life-saving from 1830. To set the wider context, this was the year in which the poet Emily Dickinson was born, as was the Emperor Franz Joseph I of Austria, and Camille Pissarro, the Impressionist painter. George IV, a patron of the Royal Humane Society, also died in this year, which again saw the first Whig government, or Liberal government, in the UK with Charles Grey as its head. The story is in the form of a letter from Henry Edward Harper to the Royal Humane Society, and the techniques used are not recommended today. It begins. Gentlemen, on April 30th, 1830, I was called in to attend the infant child of Mrs. Knipe of Greenwich, who had fallen into a large washtub full of water, in which it was discovered with its feet uppermost, apparently dead. I hastened to the house, where the child lay without the least visible sign of animation, the surface and extremities quite cold, the lips of a vivid hue, the eyes appeared glassy, and the pupils slightly dilated. There was no perceptible action of the heart, nor of the pulse at the wrist, and the mouth was slightly distorted. I directly immersed the child in a hot salt and water bath, and injected stimulants with sal volatile, brandy, etc. When sufficient warmth was diffused over the body, I let 3 ounces of blood from the arm, inflated the lungs, and kept up an artificial respiration. In the meantime, constantly applying friction to the whole surface, the head particularly, and not till about 35 minutes of unremitting application of the above means could any symptom of returning animation be discovered. The arms and legs then became convulsed. In 15 minutes it spontaneously sighed. The pulse at the wrist could just be felt, which encouraged me to persevere in my exertions. These symptoms of recovery, however, fluctuated for about 2 hours. The result was doubtful, and for 4 hours elapsed from the commencement of my attendance before I could say that the child would recover. It was then placed in a warmed bed and stimulants applied every 5 minutes. The child continued insensible for 6 hours. I had administered a dose of castor oil in the evening and continued giving stimulants for 2 days, during which time it remained in a very precarious state. Its recovery was gradual, and it is now tolerably well. From the mother's statement, I suppose the child could not have been in the water less than 7 or 8 minutes. The vessel into which it fell was sunk in the ground, and contained about 4 large pails of water. Henry Edward Harper. Thank you for listening to this story. It is just one of thousands in the Society's history. So please do explore the website to read more about the work of the Society, and support it where you can in its 250th year. Thank you.